established that the magic, it's all the magic. Got a mask, who was at it? Living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind, never tried, tell them all. If I give me a second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let them know. I'm the headline, the deadline. Big time. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. Big time. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
Hayden Wilde all wins in 4 races.
This guy, unreal.
As K-Wolf wins the T100, what a performance. Form is temporary, class is permanent. Ash Gentle, you are back.
Good afternoon, welcome to the T100 Down Under. We've never been to Australia before and we couldn't be more excited to be in Wollongong, New South Wales for this afternoon's men's and women's races. And alongside me for this one, it's a double dose of Australian triathlon royalty. Good afternoon to 15-time full distance winner Belinda Granger and 2-time Olympian Aaron Royal. Good day, as you seem to say down here.
Good day back to you too, and it's so fantastic to be here.
So away we go here in Wollongong, our 7th stop on the T100 Tour this year. Up first, a 2-kilometre swim on this De Boer swim course, broken up into a T100 first, 3 laps, which equals 3 Aussie exits. And Aaron, a beach start running into the sea, I imagine an all too familiar sight for you guys who grew up on beaches exactly like this.
Yes, unfortunately not the surf that we sometimes do get. They're in the protected harbour and it's actually looking crystal clear today. If anyone tuned in yesterday afternoon and saw the, I think it was the junior races, wasn't it? Yeah, that was quite a sight, but yeah, absolutely perfect conditions. I think it's starting to warm up a little bit, which may become a factor later in the day. As you can see here, 25-degree air temperature and 19-degree water temperature, which obviously means a wetsuit optional swim.
Belinda, we can see the pink hat there of Kate Woff getting as close as she can. I'm just noticing there, a couple of the athletes have gone around the sighting buoy, which we were certainly told in the briefing yesterday they weren't allowed to do. I don't know if that has changed, so we'll certainly keep you posted on that. But yeah, I was just going to mention the pink hat of Kate Woff there. A fantastic swimmer. We've seen what she's been able to do on the T100 so far this year. It's going to be interesting tactically in this swim. She's not got the likes of Lucy Charles-Barclay or Jessica Lim, who she's used to racing with on the T100. So she's got to set the pace now, hasn't she?
She does, but she does also have the likes of Sarah Perez-Sala, Lotte Wilms, who are both very, very good swimmers. Really interested to see how Sarah Perez-Sala is going to go. We know that she just competed as a guide. They won the gold with Susana Rodriguez earlier today, so not a lot of turnaround time for Sarah Perez-Sala, but she is she's a quality swimmer, so we expect to see her up there alongside Kate Woff.
I'm also really interested to see, obviously a 3-lap swim is something that we do not see very often in T100 races, if at all, if my memory serves me correctly. So of late, the swims haven't really stretched out that much in swimming, in the swim leg in the T100 races. And so I'll be interested to see whether the 3 or the 2 exits, the Aussie exits that they will do, whether that spreads it out a little bit.
And Belinda, I guess that's something you've got to practice, right? And I know we've had a few of these similar beach starts on the T100 this year, but if you've got 3 of them, 3 exits and entry points, that's even more critical than it usually is.
Look, definitely, and there are a lot of swimmers, particularly these longer distance athletes, that like to set themselves up, get into a rhythm and just hold it for as long as possible. When you have 1 Aussie exit, it's always tough because it's a break in that rhythm. But to throw in, a few, it makes it even harder. So I know the likes, I was talking to Hayden Wilde about this, and he says this is just the perfect swim for him. He loves the Aussie exit. I think Ash Gentle will also like the Aussie exit. It gives her a chance to, get out, regroup, jump in again. She gets a little bit of a time to see where her competitors are. And we know that Ash is going to come out with, obviously a deficit here today. So I think the Aussie exit will actually suit the likes of Ash Gentle.
Well, it'd actually be quite interesting to see, in the last few races, Ash has had a bit of a deficit, but that's when Lucy Charles-Barclay and Jessica Lemont have both been in the races. And like Matt was saying earlier on, we are missing that firepower. Obviously, Kate Woff is a phenomenal swimmer in her own right, and we know Lottie Williams is also a good swimmer, but it's probably lacking that front-end firepower at the moment. So as you can see here, there's pretty well everyone's really close going around that first turn buoy. I think I did notice about 3 or 4 maybe off the back, but other than that, there's no separation at all. I'm trying to pick out Ashley Gentle's swim cap at the moment. We can obviously see Kate Woff there in second place.
Yeah, she's in the purple swim cap, so keep your eyes peeled. We might be able to see on this angle here as she makes her way there. Is that her going just around the turn buoy there? It might be more of a lilac, potentially. I think that is a purple cap, just around that far turn buoy. Of course, the beauty of 3 Aussie exits is we get 3 lots of timing data, so we'll get a really good idea of exactly who is where. But for the time being, Belinda, this might be the perfect opportunity for you to take us through the course and what the athletes are going to encounter today.
Of course, they're starting here with the De Boer 2-kilometre swim course. It is a 3-lap anti-clockwise with, like we said, the 2 Aussie exits. The bike, 80 kilometres and 6 laps in total. It's technical at the beginning and end of each lap, but that long, flat section's going to be fast and furious for them as they make their way back here to us into Wollongong. Then on to the run, 20 kilometres in total, 7 laps. And let me tell you, this is one of the toughest runs that the T100 has put up for us.
So out they come. This is our first chance then to get a sense and an order of where our athletes are.
I know that third swimmer coming in is Sarah Perez-Sala. I couldn't quite get sight of who the first place
that's Lottie Wilms.
Lottie Wilms, yeah.
Natalie Van Koveren. Fenella Langridge in 5th place.
Yep, that's Fenella right there on the end, so making her way back into the water. Great to have Fenella Langridge back racing with us. That was Ellie Salthouse in the orange cap. And I did see Ash Gentle, she is in that group. There she is right on the back, so Ash Gentle in that group that Ellie Salthouse is leading. Did see Kate Woff and Lotte both look to see exactly where their competitors were, and they will be very happy with this gap.
I think it's growing.
It is growing.
Yeah.
Really impressed with Lottie. We know that she's just been fresh off the plane from Kona. She was over there for the Ironman World Championships. Unfortunately, didn't finish. I think she pulled out during the bike. So is coming in here a little fresher than she probably originally planned, not having to do that marathon. But here is a good group.
Yeah, and Ash Gentle there in that purple hat, you can see as well. So yeah, let's just go through that top 10. Lottie Wilms in first, Kate Woff in second, Sarah Perez-Sala in third, Natalie Van Coreden in fourth, Fenella Langridge in fifth, Hannah Devitt in sixth, Alana Siffer in seventh. An incredible debut from her in France a few months ago. We look forward to seeing what she can do on the bike, because she certainly was a big factor there. Gelmini of Italy, Ellie Salthouse of course of Australia, and Leana Bissig of Switzerland round out the top 10. So there we go, that group out in front, coming out the water. They're done with the swim, and they're gonna make their way on the beach through to the first transition zone.
Actually, Sarah Perez-Sala that was just slightly out in front of Kate Woff there. So it took her probably a little bit longer to warm up. She had a big morning this morning, so...
She should be warm.
She should be warm, that's what we said.
So they make their way through to this first transition zone. Keep your eye, I don't know if you're going to see it there in that shot. We might see it on one of the other ones. There's a big rock just at the bottom of that staircase where they go up, which all the athletes have been told about. They need to be really careful of that, because stub toe at the best of times hurts. You certainly don't want to be doing the rest of this race with a painful foot, but they'll all have noticed that, particularly on the recce.
That was Van Koveren, Devet and Langridge that are out as well, so very strong group there. Great to have Nat Van Koveren coming across now, concentrating more on the middle distance. She's from a short course background. Of course, you would know Nat very, very well, Aaron.
Yep. Yeah, she came onto the start of the year flying. Do you remember in Geelong 70.3, she got the win at the Oceania, or Asia Pacific, sorry, championships, and then she had a little bit of an injury the last couple of months. So
she did, a little bit of a running injury,
yeah,
but is over that now and back.
So that's Sarah Perez-Sala going out in front. Kate Woff still in the transition zone. Oh, there we go.
There we go, yep.
Just struggling to get her foot in there.
Nice save. That was a nice save.
You don't want to see athletes falling off their bike at the best of times, but in those moments when you're trying to get your feet in your cycling shoes.
And look at that, Alana Siffert right there as well. So great to see her having a great swim. There's Lottie Wilms. Bit of a slower transition for Lottie.
Yeah, interesting. So, I mean, we're used to seeing some of the incredible transitions where, you know, you sort of very smooth onto the bike. Athletes make it look so easy. Definitely some of these athletes making it look harder than others.
But it needs to be.
Oh, my goodness me.
And look at that, it's allowed Sarah Perez-Sala to actually be leading this race. 8 seconds, I look at those. I love the support on the side of the road.
Those are the junior Australian boys, I think they were.
Of course it is. Of course they are. I love it.
Big time! Big time!
There's a really steep hill that she's about to come up to, which takes them down to where the transition has been for the World Triathlon events, and it's quite steep, but beautiful conditions.
Yeah, and obviously with the World Triathlon events, their drafting is allowed, so you've got goodness knows how many athletes at points coming down there. I was watching them come down in one of the under-23 races, and it's actually quite scary how quick and how the sort of speeds they're able to get down that part of the course. But I guess when you're all by yourself, like Kate Woff currently is in first place, she doesn't need to worry about that. This is an open road ahead of her.
And look at the time. We saw Sarah Perez in that last shot as she was making her way back into Wollongong.
And that's that hill. You can see there a really good illustration of just how fast you would be coming down there.
But you can only just make out Sarah Perez-Sala in the background now. So Kate Woff riding really, really well as she completes lap 1 of 6.
What was this corner you coined yesterday, Belinda? It was we had a few juniors come down. I can't remember you, but I don't want to do the commentator's curse.
No, do not do that.
Course.
We don't want anyone coming down today. Of course, yesterday, very, very windy, so lots of, and like you said, draft legal, lots of overlapping of wheels. So right now, we've got barely any wind. We've had about 4 seasons in 24 hours here in Wollongong, and I was just so happy to wake up this morning to literally perfect race conditions for our T100 athletes.
As a Brit, I would like to think that I'm quite used to seeing weather changes, and we tend to get a lot of different types of weather in London, but my goodness me, yesterday it went from humidity, it was in the 30 degree sort of territory, and we were shivering by the time we went home yesterday, didn't we, after our meeting?
I think I stood under the shower for almost an hour just to thaw out. It was crazy.
It really was. So brilliant crowds here as Alana Siffert makes her way down through past the transition zone that's being used for some of the other races, not being used for the T100 this afternoon. We've got a separate transition zone that was built this morning, and
that was, she took that corner very hard.
There's just on the inside, there's a manhole. I spotted it this morning, and she just went straight over it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, on a course like this, obviously, once you're in this more technical section, where can you make up time? How do you make up time on those corners?
By taking them like Alana Siffert is doing in the aero bars and not changing a thing, but it's also taking a risk as well.
But you don't want to be coming off, do you? Obviously, I mean, at any point on a bike, but, you know, in a race like this, that could obviously be curtains on your chances. So this is a replay of Alana Siffert there missing that manhole cover by inches. Well, that's 22 meters, the blue light, currently is the distance between them. We know that if it goes red, that's within the danger zone of 20 meters.
That's a card. That's a card for Natalie Van Coveren.
Blue card.
Yeah, so that
1 minute penalty.
Oh, it is too, yep.
will be a drafting penalty.
So she'll have to serve that on this lap. So with the penalty tent, you need to go in there and serve that 60 seconds.
And that's the danger when you're racing in a pack like this close. The officials are going to be on it, and they're going to keep a very, very keen eye on what's happening.
Podiums, I'm sure that... Well,
here we go. Heads right into that tent, so she will have to serve that 1 minute penalty now for Natalie Van Coveren.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking no rest, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Running the game now. Foot on the gas, can slow down. No. Watch the game change, yeah.
And entries for the 100-kilometre distance at the Gold Coast next year are sold out, but you can still sign up for the Olympic distance or be part of the weekend in the 10-kilometre run. If you scan that QR code, that will take you to all the details you need to know. And I mentioned right at the very start of the show that this is our first time in Australia. We're going to be back next year. We're going to be back on the Gold Coast, a part of Australia, Belinda, that you know very well, and Aaron, of course, as well.
Yeah, the Gold Coast, I think it is probably the capital city as far as triathlon goes.
Brilliant shots here of our female athletes going around this bike course. Just get a sense of the sort of technical nature of that bike element going around those corners. And these are our male athletes. So away we go here in Wollongong, Australia. The men's race getting underway. Just in case it's your first time joining us on the T100 this year, where have you been? It's a 2-kilometre swim, an 80-kilometre bike, and an 18-kilometre run. And only then will we crown our Wollongong T100 champion. So as the afternoon sun starts to dip a little bit lower in the sky, it's 3:45 local time here in Australia. We've got a good amount of daylight left, just enough for this race, but this is definitely getting into golden hour, I should say, in this part of the world, which, yeah, is going to look absolutely beautiful.
Now, interesting to see the start there. You saw Hayden Wild go all the way over to the left of screen, so right if we're actually looking out towards the where they're heading now. So it was Wild, Barnaby and Dickinson that were over there, but then the other two coloured caps, Yuri Kulin in red and Mika Newt in purple, were up the other end, so completely separated.
Yeah, and so they do this pontoon draw the day before, actually, in reverse order. So they'll do the briefing, and then after the briefing, normally Dylan goes around and then they pick their spots. Clean start.
Great
There's
start.
Mika Newt.
And that's Yuri Kulin in the red cap right beside him.
And Menno Coulthard. So that's Menno, we know, is a great swimmer.
Very good swimmer.
Yeah, he certainly is. Made his presence felt on the swim parts of these races so far, Belinda. So that is the purple hat there of Mika Newt, who's back on the T100. It's taken a race off and coming back fresher, you would say. I just wonder, is there slightly more chop out there than perhaps we did see in the women's race? We know that the wind is due to pick up a little bit more this afternoon, perhaps slightly more challenging conditions for the men.
Yeah, it does look a tiny bit worse than what it was an hour or so ago, but still great conditions compared to what we've been presented with. But also the men are very, very bunched together right now, so it was a bit rough and rumble around that first two turning cans, but they'll start to sort themselves out now, and we'll start to see that spearhead.
Yeah, well, he certainly is making it look easy so far in the swim. 3 laps, don't forget, of this De Boer swim course as they go through this first Aussie exit, and the first chance that we'll get to get our timing splits from these athletes and work out where exactly everybody is. But you can see that is a large group, and then just a few athletes just behind. But I can confirm that, yes, it's Sam Dickinson out in front, Menno Coulthard in second, Wilhelm Hirsch in third, Mika Newt in fourth, Josh Amberger in fifth, Gregory Barnaby sixth, Hayden Wild seventh, Caleb Noble, beg your pardon, there we go, in eighth, Henrik Rappo in ninth, and Yuri Kulin rounds out the top 10. And so, as the men's race makes its way through the second lap on the De Boer swim course, just a quick look at what's happening in the women's race, which of course is going on concurrently as well. And Kate Woff with a huge, big, wide open road ahead of her. She is firmly still out in front. Minute 23 the gap to Lottie Wilms in second. And that's her right there.
Great riding by Lottie Wilms. Obviously, last check, it was Hannah de Vet in second, and I think Sarah Perez-Sala was up there, and then Lotte was somewhere just behind. We know she was probably an extra 20 seconds down, but she's managed to make her way all the way up into second place, and yeah, riding very, very well.
There we go. Sam Dickinson leads them out of the water. They'll make their way on this beach. It's about 120 metres at this run to that stairwell that you can just see there. They might just have put something actually on top of that rock just to prevent the athletes from stubbing their toe on it. And they'll make their way through the hundreds and probably thousands of people that are out here on the course supporting our T100 athletes this afternoon. A fantastic atmosphere.
These boys at the beat just behind him better be ready, because, like I said, he's going to go, well, I think he's going to go nuclear.
Oh, no, I totally agree. Sam Dickinson out first. You've got Willie Hirsch there as well. Oh, this is going to be dangerous because all of these men are so strong.
But interestingly,
mishap. Gregory Barnaby.
More athletes coming a cropper at the end or I should say on the mounting line, as it were. All of them not making this look particularly easy.
And look at this already. Sam Dickinson, he has decided, I'm going to get as far up the road as I can. You can see he had a slightly slower transition, so he's had to go really, really hard to make sure that he can move his way back to the front of this race. But Sam Dickinson, he means business right now.
He was actually staying with myself and my wife in the last couple of weeks up on the Gold Coast, and he was talking through his tactics, whether he was a little bit unsure, because obviously in the last few races he's had the likes of Rico, had the likes of Kyle Smith, had the likes of Yalla Geens. All of these people are super strong riders. Those people are missing. Yeah. So he was toying with himself whether he was going to be the one that had to be the one that tried to dominate early to make this splits, and it looks like at the moment
that's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing.
Just looking.
Oh, that's Caleb Noble right there.
Where's the elastic bands, Caleb?
Oh, I don't know what's happened to them. What's going on today? Oh, those poor shoes.
Goodness me. As I say, that area has really been a problem for our athletes so far today. Hopefully it's more seamless as we go into the transition for the run part of the day. But Sam Dickinson making his way around those corners.
I mean, he is absolutely flying. He does not want to give any of these men even a sniff to stay behind him. He's cleared out completely.
But a bit like we were saying, you know, Sam is a wild card here, let's not forget. Yes, he's been on the last couple of T100 races, he's made his mark, but he's still a wild card, and he doesn't have anything to lose. This is an amazing opportunity for Sam to lay down a marker, because he will no doubt want to be a part of the T100 next year, and this is a perfect audition, you would say, for doing exactly that.
Look at the crowds.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
They're about 10 deep in parts.
Fantastic support for our athletes, and everyone out in full force to cheer them into this transition zone.
You know, I see crowds like this in Australia and it makes me smile, because it just shows that triathlon in Australia is still doing exceptionally well. Very loved sport, particularly this neck of the woods.
That is how you get off a bike, isn't it?
That is how you do it.
And she looks good as well. You can always tell, not always, but you can tell a lot in those first few steps. And she looked light on her feet, springy, looks really in control.
So there we go. Putting on the socks and the running shoes. It's her bike computer by the sounds of this.
Yep. Saying job well done.
Yeah.
My job done for the day.
Now go do the business and bring it home for Team Wolf.
It is great to see Lotte Wilms. I mean, obviously, DNF in Kona didn't make it through the bike ride, so she can tick that box for this race. She's made it into transition. As Kate Woff starts out on the first.
And there you go. You could just see, I mean, that is the start of those hills going up and down.
See, she doesn't look near as good as Kate did getting off the bike.
Yeah, that's a really, really good visual representation, isn't it? Just how smooth Kate was when she dismounted there. And Lottie Wilms making it look, I would say, a lot harder. She really slowed down, didn't want to risk dismounting while the bike was still moving, came to a complete stop. But that's the way she feels is most effective for her right now.
Big time! Big time!
And yeah, you can see there the time difference and the pace difference between our two athletes in first and second at the moment. Kate Woff is running very, very quickly indeed.
And the visual difference as well.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kate Woff, I saw a couple of the run sessions that she did up in Noosa with Sian Rainsley, who is racing short course, obviously, tomorrow, Olympic distance. And they are spectacular. They were doing these interval sessions, and the times that they were doing effortlessly, honestly, Kate, I think she's going to have a fantastic run today. I know she's going to have a fantastic run today.
I guess the key question is, can anyone catch her? And that's what we're going to find out over the next 15 or so kilometres. And again, there are, a bit like the bike course, there are parts of this course where you're running very much against and back from where you've just come, and you really then do get a visual representation of exactly where your competitors are. And that part of the course there does just fork off, so she is going around a different part now, so she won't actually see exactly where they are. Or maybe she will, yeah, there we go. So that really is a huge amount of daylight, 2 minutes 14 between her and Lottie Wilms. And it really is on the likes of Ash Gentle, Ellie Salthouse, Hannah de Witt, maybe, just to try and push this pace on in the run.
I can see just ahead of her is Ellie Salthouse, so she's closed, what was it, off the bike, a decent chunk. So she's moving quite well. She's going to pass into go into about 5th place. She's closing on Hannah de Witt, and we know she was closing on Lotte Wilms as well. Sarah Perez-Seller is running really, really strong at the moment, but Ashley is charging through the field as we expect her to do.
No, I agree. And she spoke about home races and the importance and how much they mean to her. I also know that Ash is a real homebody.
Yeah.
She loves being at home. She's got a beautiful home up in Brisbane. And I know that when her and Ash are back home, she loves being in routine there. She's got everything she needs at her fingertips. And I think you'll always get the best out of yourself when you are comfortable in your surroundings.
Yeah, I imagine Ash would actually probably just like to move Brisbane into Europe, for just a little bit, just so she can be a bit closer to all the races. And if that was how her setup was, it would be perfect.
It would be perfection.
It's just a shame that, I mean, she was living out in Andorra for the last set of European T100 races, using that as another base. But I bet, yeah, when your home is as beautiful as Australia is, there's no place better to be training.
It's interesting because, as you said, Belinda, Ashley is very much a home girl. I loved being at home, but also I loved locking in when I went to Europe, and it was like, right, this is all I do, and there's no distractions. But for Ash, she was the opposite. I think not that she wanted the distractions, but she wanted to be at home, and she often performed well off the back of that. I remember back in 2018, you probably remember on the Gold Coast, she won the grand final just ahead of
Vicky Holland.
Vicky Holland,
yeah. That was a spectacular finish to a race. I love the boys here. Oh, we've got some fantastic support crew here today.
Oh, brilliant.
They are all in.
They can't quite keep up with Hayden Wild, and that's no surprise, because he currently is leading this race out in front.
Wow. But here she is, Sarah Perez-Sala, just doing everything right now. Raced only a handful of hours ago in 2nd place. I think if we asked her this morning after she finished getting that gold medal with the athlete, with her partner, Susana Rodriguez, she would have said, I'm just happy to be here participating
Yeah, really remarkable performance. I mean, just thinking back to Spain, she had quite an eventful race there because she had to stop a few times to stretch her back out. She's been fighting that sort of pain for a number of years.
She has.
Yeah, and those are the sorts of things, I guess, that start to happen with athletes. And you know, 37 years old, I guess that's your body probably starting to feel the effects of all those years of racing. But to go from that to finish 10th in Spain to be in this position now in Australia, I think we can't underestimate and we have to emphasise what an amazing part of the race she's playing now.
But you know what I think? I think this particular race course is actually suiting, and you might be able to back me up on this, Aaron, because it's not just a flat race where you're using the same muscle group the entire time. She's getting a break. The downs, the ups, the twists, the turns. She's using different muscle groups, and I think that's why we're seeing it run really well right now.
And she's a strong athlete that's
she is.
like across, like we've mentioned, across the board. So she wants the races that are really tough. So we've had a bit of heels on the bike and also heels on the run.
It's kind of been flawless,
It has.
I think.
It
I mean,
absolutely
you
has.
can't really find a fault with what she's done today.
Look, to be honest, it's always nice when you take control of a race like this. So she's had no pressure really coming from behind. And when you get to run your own pace on your own terms, it is a lot easier to keep things under control. You've seen when she's run with the likes of Lucy Charles-Barclay, when we've seen those races when they've been running head-to-head, that's when the mental games start to play out. And Lucy Charles-Barclay, one of the best in the business when it comes to mental games. And she's just cracked towards the end. And I think the more races she can do like this, the more confidence she will get, so that when she does get in those situations, you know in the finals that she will be up against the best of the best. I think she'll have more confidence to stay with them and not fall off the back in those dying kilometres.
Yeah, and of course, you sort of alluded to it earlier, like she's arrived in Australia in really good health. She was battling an illness just after London, which sounded like she still had the remnants of come Spain. So those sorts of moments in the season as she gets a small but perfect
Dedicated.
Mexican wave.
Very dedicated.
Well done, everyone. That is top work out there on the course. Good effort. But yeah, she arrives here in really good form, which, you know, sorry, in good form, but also in good health. And as an athlete, that's also really important.
If we take Kate Woff out of the equation, pretend that she doesn't exist for just a second, we've really got a bit of a race on our hands behind with Ash Gentle and Sarah Perez-Sala. And we know that Ash is used to hunting people. That's what she does.
This is the good part of the course. This is where the crowds have been gathering. The finish line, I should say, not far away at all now for Kate Woff. Just under a kilometre to go. Bit of water, trying to cool down. And that right there is that battle, and it's a lot closer than perhaps we thought.
That's exactly right. So we knew it was about 24 seconds, and that has come tumbling down right now, and it is only a matter of minuscule seconds before that pass is made. And look at that, and there is nothing really that Sarah Perez-Sala can do. In fact, anyone that Ash Gentle passes, there's not really much any of them can do.
But Kate Woff has got a big smile on her face. She was right at the very front of this swim. She's been right at the front of the bike. She's looked absolutely effortless. And the way this has happened has been effortless all day. It's been smooth as you like. A flawless performance for Kate Woff here in Australia. She wins her second ever T100 race. And she's going to have an awful long time looking behind her for the next athlete. And the smile on her face, I think, says it all.
I believe that is her coach right there. So Lucas Enti, I know he is over here, face down in Canberra, with some of his other athletes that are racing, but
Coming on through very, very soon. Let's make some noise over here.
It's amazing how much winning makes you look like you're not very tired.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that.
no.
Mere mortals like me can't quite understand how these superhuman athletes can do that. But look, a first time the T100 has been here in Australia. Ash Gentle, the queen of the T100, as we've called her so many times. She gets to enjoy this, the blue carpet at home in Australia. Ash Gentle comes home in second place. But Sara Perez-Salo is going to come home here in third.
Oh, she's so happy.
As she should be. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she made her T100 debut in Spain last time out. She got 10th place there. She's gone and bettered that and some here in Australia. Rounds out the podium.
And all three women just so happy.
But back to the men's race, and we've been talking about this the whole time. As Mika Nuke there, just that's very much a move. That's Mika taking the lead now of the race with just under 5 kilometres left to go. It's as good a time as any to overtake Hayden Wilde.
Big time! Big time!
Yeah, we've mentioned it a couple of times with the sort of attention to detail that Hayden has with his triathlon. It kind of reminds me of sort of a Formula One team almost, the sort of level and depth that he goes to. I can vividly remember in France where he was the only athlete not to wear a wetsuit, not to wear a swim skin even, just to go in his tri-suit. And he worked out and he'd obviously done the maths and he'd calculated that was going to be a far more advantageous position for him to be in. Well, for me, it's so impressive, but how impressed are you with that attention to detail?
Anyone that's spent any amount of time with Hayden Wilde will know that he is an absolute perfectionist. He does not let anything go without thinking. Every single detail has been thought about. I had actually a couple of people message me today saying, oh, do you think Hayden will wear a wetsuit today? And I said, yes, he will wear a wetsuit today. One, because the water's cold, but secondly, because he has a race to do tomorrow.
These T100 races, they are so fast and so hard. You need the recovery and you need to be smart. And not just the recovery from the races itself, it's the travel. You know, this year, I don't want to even attempt to rattle them all off on the top of my head, but we've been all over the world pretty much. And now down in Wollongong to go back to the Middle East to finish off there, it's a big toll on the body. And those people that manage it well throughout the year, you'll see those are the ones that will be successful, especially in the years to come.
Well, he's doing a very good job right now, is Mika Nuke, because that move over Hayden Wilde has given him not a huge cushion, but it's given him a few seconds extra down into the transition zone. And you can see there the fans lining this part of the course. And Hayden actually has caught up to him pretty strongly there, so there we go, that is that gap. But now it all becomes about the transition and how smooth and how quick these athletes can get their running shoes on. And you can see already Hayden just making up time in that transition zone. He's closer, he's basically neck and neck now. They're putting their bikes in half a second apart from each other.
He's an absolute master at this. As we said, you know, he doesn't leave any stone unturned. And transitions, I mean, coming from a short course background, obviously he would be very good in transitions. They are crucial in short course triathlon, but look at that. Shoe goes on, out together, love that.
And they've even got the same shoes.
That's ridiculous.
Give us a break in the commentary box, come on. Although, to be fair, now that they've, what's that? That's a gel on the floor. But
Did you see, though, he kicked it to make it go in front of him, so then he didn't have to turn around and pick it back.
Oh, don't stop it. This boy thinks of everything.
Well, there we go. That might just be a new hat as well for Hayden. I don't know if we've quite seen him with the bucket hat before.
That was actually his watch that he kicked in front of him. He's just
it was his watch?
Yep.
Ah, interesting, okay. Well, there you go.
So look at that. So doesn't wear the watch on the bike. I'm assuming he doesn't need it on the bike. It's aerodynamic reasons, and he's got obviously his bike computer. But look at this again. So drops it, kicks it forward, didn't even think. It was almost an automatic reaction. Kicks it in front, just swoops down, boom, picked up, done.
Hardly even had to break stride for
It's
it.
ridiculous, yeah.
That's amazing, yeah. I mean, we were talking, weren't we, Belinda, about exactly that, you know, the mentality and being able to think about your race in a way that when you're exhausted, a lot of people can't perhaps, and to have that sort of ingenuity with when things go wrong that quickly, that immediately is really quite remarkable. As Mika Nuke also drops something there, I think that was a gel. But yeah, not perhaps as critical as a watch.
Yeah, and they're in the littering zone there, so he probably took on some nutrition.
Yuri Kulin now off the bike. Great ride from Yuri. When I spoke to him this week, he just seems like he's in a very, very good place, both in sport and in his personal life. We know he's getting married next year in August to his beautiful partner, Imogen Cotter, so next pro cyclist herself, but great to see these two tying the knot next year, mid-next year. Big shout out to Imogen if you're watching. I'm sure she is. She's a massive supporter of Yuri.
So interestingly, Yuri Kulin there getting out and Sam Dickinson
Right on his hammer.
sprinting into shot there. And this will be really interesting to see what Yuri can do on the run.
Yeah.
We know how good a runner he is. You're saying, you know, he's in a good place, good training block. He's been sensible. He's managed his season properly. And yeah, this is a time to show what you're made of, Yuri.
And look at that, you saw for the first few hundred metres, Hayden just sat behind Mick and Newt, got himself organised, watch on, hat on, just took some time to just take a few deep breaths, check his pace, and now has decided it's time to go round, and he'll start working himself. He'll dial in his pace that he wants to run, and he'll just hold that. As I said, Hayden's going to know he's got the upper hand here, Aaron, so just see, look, he's just having fun right now.
Did you catch what he said there? I didn't quite
Said
hear.
something, baby.
I thought he said, hey,
Yeah,
baby.
hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
Oh, maybe he was talking to Hannah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So obviously Hannah finished her race earlier on, and I imagine she'll take on the role of chief cheerleader for Hayden Wild's squad out on the course.
Gregory Barnaby also in from Italy. So interesting to see these men coming in one at a time. We're so used to seeing them come in groups, Aaron, but these, I mean, obviously we had Wild and Newt together, we had Kulin and Dickinson together, but then Koulas was solo, Raper was solo, Barnaby solo. Mike Phillips coming in now. What an extraordinary ride he has. We know he is very strong on the bike, but he has really ridden the back half of this course very, very well. Coming in off the bike in 8th place.
There's a bit of a group coming in.
Here it is now. Yeah, here we've got Willie Hirsch. So they are all coming in. I was wondering when they were going to come in. But Mike Phillips, a new father. So running on dad energy right now.
You know, someone like Hayden now has got that star quality, hasn't he? There will be a lot of people here, a lot of obviously age groupers that we've got in Wollongong this weekend, just fans of triathlon as well, but people will be wanting to see Hayden Wild in the flesh, and that's the kind of star power that he brings to our sport.
Do you know, it's funny, one of my good friends in Noosa, Nikki, she has her stepson, and on his screensaver for his iPad is a picture of Hayden Wild, and I don't think he's alone in that. I think there are plenty of iPads and phones for these young boys and girls that really look up to this man. He's their idol, and he really is a great idol to have.
Yeah, I think he's very much an adopted Noosa.
Oh, yeah.
A Noosa member, isn't he? He loves spending time up there. I know you see from his social media posts. Look at him there. He's just doing it so easy.
Well, that was Ryan Miller.
Yeah.
He works for Win Republic. That's one of Hayden's sponsors, so...
Look at the boys.
They've changed from the uphill to the down. They're thinking we've got more chance of staying with him on the downhill.
I think Hayden was a bit confused there as to what was going on. I think they took him a bit by surprise, and it was almost someone chasing after him, telling him, don't go that way, don't go that way. But yeah, just some, well, brilliant fans as they've been all day here in Wollongong, Australia. Here we go.
Here we go.
One final go for the Mexican wave. It's grown bigger. We've got some tops off as well. This is great.
I'm not sure some of those tops are meant to be off. Just quietly.
They've ditched the Mexican wave and just thrown the shirt across their head.
Oh, look at Hayden high-fiving them. Oh, my gosh, what have we got now? This is a scene to behold. Hayden loves it.
I don't think that was lemonade they were drinking last lap.
No, I think you were right. It certainly was not lemonade.
Oh, my goodness me.
Only in Australia.
Yeah, we're going to have to come back, aren't we?
You are going to have to come back. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. Here we go.
He's got some speed.
He does.
He's faster than Hayden down there, yeah. Wow.
Oh, that
Sign
was
him
great.
up.
So Gold Coast, same again. next year? We're going to get these sorts of crowds?
We're gonna have to, oh yeah, absolutely you are. I mean, just the fact that the race sold out tells me that there's going to be the same sort of crowds and maybe then some.
So not long at all for Hayden Wild to go. That is the finish line just behind him there. He's got one final little section of this 18-kilometre run. And have you ever heard a crowd like that in triathlon? This is really brilliant. And that is going to be one amazing finish line experience for Hayden Wild.
He's been giving out high fives for the last kilometre.
He's going to have a sore arm by the time he gets to the finish line.
Especially that last one, it was quite aggressive. It almost turned him around.
Commentary, Belinda. Nice, Aaron.
Yeah,
He's made you blush.
he's a good boy.
We'll get his payment to him later on.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Even had time to compliment you, Belinda, on the commentary. There we go. Fantastic stuff.
Must have been the red wine last week, Belinda.
Oh, shush, you're not meant to tell people about that, Hayden. Stop it. He did only have one glass, by the way. I, on the other hand,
I was going to say, how many did you have?
I had several.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I think that conversation there just goes to show how much at ease how Hayden Wild is able to show at this point in the race. While others are struggling, he just looks imperious. He goes into a sort of light jog, takes the high fives from this amazing Wollongong crowd here in Australia. Hayden Wild makes it 5 in a row. A bow to the crowd because he wins the T100 here in Australia. And the truth is, could anyone in the world of triathlon stop this Kiwi athlete right now?
I tell you what, Hayden may have won, but hats off to this young man because he's stayed strong the entire 18 kilometres. He did not falter. He knew he had pressure coming from behind. You know, he's still very, very young. What a race from Mikkenut of Germany. Of course, the hair is out, as we expected.
Of course it is.
That long, blonde mane of his.
That will do wonders for his ranking now, getting rid of that 9th place that he had from Singapore.
Yeah, scrap that out.
Replace that with a 2nd, so he's now got 2 seconds and 2 thirds.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
What a performance this is from Yuri Kulin as well. This will be his best result on the T100 since he got that win in Singapore last year.
He is happy
He
to.
rounds off the podium places, and that's a big, big smile as well. I'd say 3 pretty happy athletes there at the finish line.
That's what it was like leading from the front for pretty much the entire race.
No, definitely wasn't easy, but yeah, I just was in a really positive mindset for the whole race. So yeah, it was just a really fun day out, and I felt really strong all day, and had a pretty kind of strict game plan and stuck to it. So yeah, it was good. Yeah, I'm just enjoying every race and so happy to have 2 wins now and have podiumed at every single event. It's just kind of crazy, and yeah, it's just been so fun so far.
Yeah, it really has.
And of course, that was Matt down on ground with our winner from today, Kate Woff from Great Britain. In 2nd place was Ash Gentle from Australia. Sarah Perez-Sala in 3rd. We had Ellie Salthouse, another of our Aussies, in 4th. Hannah De Vet from Belgium in 5th from Switzerland. So now, winning so far in the series, out in front after today's spectacular win is Kate Woff on 128 points. Lucy Charles-Barclay in 2nd on 119 points. Ash Gentle 107, Julie Derrin 96, and rounding out our top 5, Taylor Knibb on 90.
In front. You look like you loved today. Is that fair?
Yeah, that was super nice. You know, just being out there, seeing so many familiar faces, and the crowd was getting really pumped and getting really behind it, and it was just a really nice experience to get out there. And yeah, as I said, just seeing some familiar faces really kind of, you know, push you through a relatively challenging run course today.
You were challenged today, right? Certainly in the bike leg. When did you feel like you did have it in the bag?
You know, like I was really happy with the swim leg for a start, you know, within touch with the guys and feeling like I was super in control. And I think, you know, missing some of the big bikers this weekend, I don't feel like the start of the ride was as aggressive as it would normally be. But, you know, I got onto the run and felt like the legs were in good shape. And, you know, this course suits me really well, and, you know, just punched up the first climb. And that's when I kind of started bridging away and, yeah, just running with a smile on my face all run. More so just because of the crowd and the atmosphere was really nice.
And yeah, in the meantime, we'll just recap the results of today. Hayden Wild out in front. He got the fastest bike leg of anyone, and Mika Newt in second place. Yuri Kulin in third. He had a brilliant race for him. Good to hear him now. Minno Koolhaus in fourth. Rappo in fifth, and Sam Dickinson in sixth. He with the fastest swim, I should say, of anyone. Jake Birtwistle in seventh there as well. So this is how it leaves us in the Race to Qatar standings. No change at the top. He is on 140 points, and he did his best job today of preventing others from getting in. But yeah, 110 points there for Mika Newt. A really, really good day at the office. We've loved our time here on the T100 here in Wollongong, Australia. We'll see you in Dubai in just under a month's time. From all of us here, bye for now.